So down they come then to the completion of what will be lap 57. Will go racing this time. It's our third interruption.
Safety car, lights off.
The instruction. Oh, drama in the background. A big hit.
Oh dear, BMW. That's a 50. I think that's the. Wow.
It's the Bentley. It's the Bentley. It's
Oh,
Mathieu
my
de
goodness.
Robiano, and that's not going to be the end of the safety car process at all.
That is a massive
Safety
hit.
car lights on. We remain in safety car procedure.
No kidding, Alan.
I tell you what, I think
Wow.
it's more than a safety. To clear the racetrack and the exit of Acqua Minerale, that's going to take some time. A, to remove the Bentley, but also the amount of bodywork that is right on the racetrack, on the racing line, offline, any part of the racetrack.
So we know it's the Bentley with the damage. Who did he hit? Who was the other one? Because he
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean, that's the next one to try and pinpoint if we can. So we are going to go, obviously, for more laps behind the safety car. Some of that was caused, I suppose, by people slowing ready for the restart and others not being aware.
David, I can assure you, we will have the second round of pit stops before the racetrack is cleared. There's only 11 minutes to go before we come to the conclusion of... So...
Now, let us try to work out from whoever comes into the pit lane at the end of this lap who else we've lost. The Mad Panda Mercedes has been in the pits for a long time, sadly. Sean Walkinshaw, and that looks like Jordan Witt. Now, he's been hit, no question about it, and that was the car that had stopped on the track.
It is.
Couldn't get going. I just wonder whether it was an electrical type gremlin, and if the car suddenly lost power, lost drive, there was nowhere for the Bentley to go.
No, and even if a car just suddenly appears to stop and the Bentley's on throttle, but there is a trail of fluid coming from the back of the Jordan, back of the Lamborghini driven by Jordan Witt. But there's that right rear corner that took the brunt of the impact. The Lamborghini could crawl its way a bit further up the racetrack, but the Bentley, that looks like the entire front body section just shattered into a squillion pieces.
You say the Lamborghini crawled up the hill. It probably got biffed there by the Bentley, but it's a big hit from that. It probably propelled it up the hill. But I know what you mean. It's a real shame that, but it may well have been. I mean, you say, what was the Bentley driver doing? But if the car ahead did have a problem and suddenly slowed without warning, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, I mean, you got a car on throttle and a car going nowhere, and there's not a lot of space when you're running that closely in a safety car train of cars. Where are you going to go? You've got cars basically boxing you in. Not literally alongside, but there's not a lot of room. So
it was coming over the brow down to Variante Alta where the impact happened. So it's going to be a good few laps before we can get racing underway. 2 cars to remove, but as John makes the point, quite rightly, there's all of that debris on the road, and the last thing you need is to be running over that and doing tyres.
Well, it literally was across the racetrack. So much carbon fibre had been, and now the cars coming, they are coming, they're stopping. The cars have been brought to a standstill just at the exit of Acqua Minerale, and I hope everybody has slowed down, and I'm assuming that there's the only way that they can clear the track of carbon fibre is to stop the cars on. I've never seen this in memory happen before.
I've seen it in other events elsewhere, but not in World Challenge. They're getting going at the top, look.
I was going to say, believe me, the picture hasn't frozen either.
Quite. There's one circuit car moving. Of course, now you've got to hope that the car ahead of you gets going. You don't want to overheat. But yes, they found a way through, and we will get going again. So the ultimate car park for sports cars, for GT cars. Wow.
I mean, it was an explosion of carbon fibre. And I thought when I saw it, I thought the whole front of the car back to the bulkhead of the chassis, and still cars are stopping at the exit of Acqua Minerale to cherry pick their way through, one at a time, tippy-toeing and trying everything to avoid cutting a tyre down